think that this team without Wiseman, without Klay Thompson, was going to be the best team in basketball, but right now they clearly are. And we'll see what happens when Klay gets back and what he looks like when he does. Jalen, we had an incident last evening, and there's a lot of discussion about this. I'm sure that you have seen it. Jokic and Morris. Mr. Rose, I have a lot of thoughts, but first I want to hear yours.
The Joker better not go to the Philadelphia area soon. I know that, because he got a twin brother as well. But in all honesty, you know how much we love the Joker and the Morris twins. In all honesty, this is just a part of the game. You know, Morris was doing a little agitating. It worked. The Joker gave him a forearm shiver. And when you play against the Miami Heat, trust me, Jacoby, when you go into that game, the preparation is about you cannot be bullied. You cannot be punked, because that's what the Miami Heat does to most of their opponents on a nightly basis. They're very physical. Bam and Jimmy and Morris, that's what they're there to do. And so for Jokic, I'm telling you, I know it was inherently in his mind that I'm not going to take any nonsense at any extracurricular activity. And so he deserved to be punished. Unfortunately, Morris got injured. Hopefully, it's not something serious.
Yes. One of the things that was so surprising was this really just demonstrated the size and the strength of the Joker. I always joke around and call him the stretch mark 5. But when he puts his shoulder into Morris, Morris is not a small man. You can see just how violently Morris hit the deck, and we do hope that he is okay. But after this one, Mr. Jimmy Butler, he's a fiery temper, as we know. What do you think about his histrionics in the sort of after the incident?
Hold me back is what I think. And rightfully so. I mean, he wanted to come to the defense of his teammate. You don't want to lose your discipline out there and it become a fight. However, at the same time, you do take it personal when one of your teammates take a forearm shiver, but I'm pretty sure cooler heads will prevail going forward.
Absolutely. Well, Jalen, we had the Steph Curry performance, which overshadowed another great performance in the Western Conference from Carmelo Anthony. This is not a fluke. Every single game, it seems like Carmelo Anthony has 25 points and 7 threes. Jalen, how is he doing this, and how was he out the league just 2 years ago?
Reinvention. And also, like I said to you before, you know, some of the most honest people are kids and the elderly, because the kids, they haven't been seasoned enough to cater to your feelings, and the elderly are like, you know what, I've been around too long, I don't care about your feelings. And that's what I see in Carmelo Anthony. I see a guy that was like, in New York, it was like, I'm Bernard King, and people appreciate how I score and how I get buckets. I'm getting featured. And then he's moved around a couple of times. He's been in and out of the league. And he's like, I like this three-point thing. I don't have to drive to the basket as much. I don't have to take a pounding. I don't have to go to the free throw line. Remember, he had one of those type of games. Now he's been able to reinvent his offensive game and become a primary catch and shoot and or three-point shooter in a lot of ways, and a knockdown one. And so that's going to elongate his career. It's also going to allow him to play alongside other great players. Kind of like what we were saying about Steph Curry. He and Carmelo Anthony would be in the same Hall of Fame, but Curry's on a whole different level of being a franchise player and the best player of a team and leading them to the next level. And so it's still all good. And for Melo, playing alongside Westbrook, who's going to be a willing passer of the basketball, it was a really good game. But how about our guy, LaMelo? He was out there balling too, Jacoby.
Yeah, LaMelo had a great game. The Hornets started out so hot. They've cooled off a little bit since then. But, Jalen, can I do the media thing and take this way too far?
Sure.
Is Carmelo Anthony more important to the Lakers than Russell Westbrook?
Not at all. Not at all, because Russ is an initiator of offense and a ball handler. Every other game they played, I noticed that Westbrook has been trending. But I saw a stat online that basically acknowledged for me some of the great point guards that he shoots a better field goal percentage than and a better three-point percentage than. And I believe the first one is Steph Curry in that category. And the second one, I believe Dame Lillard is in that category. So for Russ, continue to play a complete 4 game. It's a close win, but they got one.
Well, some of these Carmelo Anthony performances must feel like found money for the Lakers. And one thing that they allow to happen is they allow LeBron James to miss games and still get wins. LeBron James has been in and out for various reasons, and we never expected him to play 82 games, but they can still get wins when they have Carmelo playing like this and Westbrook plays like this. And, oh, by the way, Anthony Davis had 32 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 blocks in this game. Can they rely on AD to get them wins without LeBron in the lineup?
So he's been head and shoulders above everyone else in the league with 30, 10, and 5 block games. And not necessarily the blocks, but that productivity is what you're going to need from Anthony Davis on a nightly basis if the Lakers are going to win the championship this year. And a team that they're going to be opposing, Utah Jazz, Golden State Warriors, and the Warriors do it in a different way. They beat the Hawks with points in the paint. And how are they able to get so many points in the paint without a post-up game? It's because they elongate the floor with Steph Curry and their shooting. And so it's going to be paramount for the Los Angeles Lakers to have AD be dominant in the paint against teams like that, like he was last night.
Doncic dazzled, the Bulls stunned Brooklyn. Carmelo was in his bag. The Bucks, they went to the White House. Steph Curry, he cooked up a 50 piece. So, to quote my friend Kendrick Perkins, let's get it. And we start in the yay area. You know, guys, that's where I'm from. A little.
Oh, you're just going to start the show quoting Perk?
Yes. And
okay.
Not you.
Okay.
Ever. I'm Malika Andrews, joined by Brian Windhorst, Richard Jefferson, Kendrick Perkins. Zach Lowe is going to be coming over in a little bit. But Perk, our group text last night, it was popping off. Steph was a bad man. Could you have stopped that?
No, I couldn't have.
Right,
and
yeah.
I couldn't stop him when I was playing.
Uh-oh.
I mean, you know, he's
couldn't
just
stop a runny nose.
At least we're being honest. Let's go to Chase Center. Let's take a look at what Steph Curry and the Warriors did last night when they were taking on the Hawks. Steph Curry, Richard, he came out on fire. He stayed on fire. I don't know if an extinguisher could have stopped him.
No, there's nothing that you can do in these moments. When you really look at the way that Steph moves, the way the offensive rebounds, you can't guard that because now you're all scrambling to try and find Steph, and he's just so impressive.
This is how he ended the half. He said that this was getting his momentum going after the game. Take a listen to what he said, because, boy, he got cooking.
You carry that momentum into the locker room and come out in the third quarter. That's when you kind of start to wait for the avalanche to fall, and it did.
That avalanche came, Richard, and it started in the third quarter.
And it's so funny for a guy like Steph here, when you move him and you're trying to get to his body, there's nothing that you can do because he has such range. Guarding him does not start at the three-point line, but this is not good defense because you got to get into his body. At this point in time, he's done everything you can do. You're playing him square. He can go left, right, anything he wants. That's not good defense. You got to do a little bit better job of forcing him somewhere.
So let's take another look at another play, because this one I thought was a little bit better defense. You fast forward to the fourth quarter. Is there anything that Cam Reddish could have done here?
No, now this was great defense because you forced him to the tight corner side. This is when Steph is just being Steph, and there's no human being that can do or has done what he is doing.
Well, and then there was this shot that iced. It was the icing on the cake.
Yeah, get him his 50 piece, get him out. Not 51, not 49.
He wanted exactly 50, and then Steve Kerr was like, yep, you're done. We win. You were great. You need to be done here. So here's Steph Curry's crazy shot chart from last night. He made 14 of his 28 shots, including 9 for 19 from three-point range. It was his 35th career game with at least 9 threes, and that is by far, it's stupid. It's by far the most in NBA history at nearly 4 times more than the next closest player. That's James Harden and Dame Lillard. Both have 9 games like that. And here was Steve Kerr after the game.
You know, I want to say I've never seen anything like it, but I've been watching it for 7 years. It's just incredible to watch.
You know, when he's going, we know it. Dub Nation knows it, and when he's open, feed him.
You never come out with like a certain number in mind. It's just when you get it going, and you just keep going. So much energy, you know, around a team. So it was a fun night.
So let me be clear. 33 ain't old, but Steph, who is 33, became the oldest player in NBA history to have a game with 50 points and 10 assists. The previous record was held by Wilt Chamberlain, who did this back in 1968 when he was 31 years old. So it was just an awesome performance, an awesome night all around.
You beat Wilt Chamberlain on something. You have done something.
Yes. Well, he's the all-time leading scorer. I was there in the building when he took over like the Warriors all-time leading scorer, and Wilt only played there like 2 seasons.
So anytime you have a night like that, it's pretty good. I was talking to my dad on the drive in to work today,